In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Right, so something a bit different today. I've kind of been in the mood for some Dark Souls, but if I was going to do this, I wanted to do something a little bit different because I've played this game a fair bit. I've probably not actually completed it all the way through that many times, to be fair. But I did want to do something a bit different. I normally just do strength builds and just use sword and board, my general go-to, and maybe a big two-handed weapons or two-handed sword towards the end. So I figured I'd do something a bit different, something I've never really done, and that's to use kind of like magic, or in this case, miracles. So we're doing a bit of a faith build. It'll be more or less sword and board, but with some additional miracles to support, shall we say. So I'm kind of doing I'm calling it a paladin build, but it's not a build like I found online or anything. It's just going to kind of make it up as I go. I know I want to have... I've got a rough idea of what weapons and armor I want to try and obtain and what miracles I want to generally use. So I'm just going to kind of aim towards that, and then we'll just kind of see how we go. But yeah, let's get started, I suppose. So this isn't by any means going to be like a story-related playthrough, because, I mean, the story is a mess, and you have to go digging through item descriptions to even get any kind of idea what the hell is going on, and even then, it's just a mess, and you have to generally make up or just kind of infer on what things are on about. And I wouldn't even say it's going to be it's going to be more just gameplay focused and stuff, but it's just going to be kind of chilled and just checking out what a faith build is like, I guess. Even though I won't be using a lot of the spells, because a lot of the faith spells and miracles are just like healing and buffs and stuff. But there is a few offensive ones, and there's some particular ones I want to go for. And there is the Stray Demon. I do wonder if he is imprisoned in there. Or does he work in the asylum? Is he my jailer? I mean, he feels like he's kind of trapped in there because there isn't really a way out for him. But how he got in there, I don't know. And this guy's having a bad day. There's some guys in the cinematic. There was a guy in here. But he is still in there. He was reaching out the door though. Not anymore. I am in offline mode because I don't really much care for PvP. I don't mind being summoned to help people with boss fights and stuff, and I might do a bit of that just to farm certain items later on to help us boost the Covenant we're going to be in. But these messages are just dev-placed ones, so we won't be seeing any other people's messages. Especially if it's my first time through one of these games, I don't like to have them on, because I feel like they spoil things. They can be helpful, obviously, because it's kind of what they're intended for, but I feel like it also spoils things. I like to discover things for myself. But this is obviously not my first time playing this, by any means. But that doesn't mean I'm an expert at it, so I will die to stupid things. I won't be making any sick plays, but I know enough to get me through. Like, I ran through it, I think it was this morning I was running through it, I just had a spear, and I managed to get to ONS pretty quick and kill them. I mean, I did use a summon for ONS, but as far as using summons go in fights, I generally probably won't bother. Maybe one or two, because there's a certain character we'll need to bring in who, if he survives the fight, will give us an item we need to increase our rep, shall we say, with the Covenants, which will get us some new miracles. Right, first bonfire. And one that we probably won't need. So we have no weapons. I mean, we have this, which is a broken sword. So, hilt of this lost sword was found discarded in the Undead Asylum. So I guess this was just in my jail. I like my little backpack. So you can see our friend up there, look. He's ready to ambush us. Jackass. You can actually see him before you come in here, before you even open the doors. If you look carefully, you can see him through that little window. He see you. So he's just a different version of the guy that you can hear stomping around. He's stomping around right underneath us. And this is kind of how we'll access fighting him later. But he's a lot stronger than this guy up on the roof. Come on down. Get away. Oh. So you can kill him now. I mean, at this point, I'd have to either just sword him with a broken sword or punch him to death. If you take the black fire bombs as a starting item, you can kill him with that, and then you get his hammer. Not that you would be able to use it at this point, but we're not interested in that. And then this is our first real enemy who wants to literally just bow us to death. Let's get our shield. It's only a wooden shield, so it's not like 100% fizz block, so we'll still take some damage. I don't know if that actually did any damage. I know melee attacks will. And there's our weapon. So we will be using, hopefully, a variety of different weapons. I'm kind of a sword guy, so I'm aiming to kind of use swords, more or less. I'll kind of wait until we get them to let you know when I'm using that particular weapon. But there will be a bit of a variety in there as well. There's an axe in there, there's a spear, if we potentially get it. And we'll have this mace as well. At least for now. I don't know if any of these weapons are particularly good that I want to get, but I'm getting them more for aesthetic than I am ability and usefulness, I guess. We currently have heal magic as well. I can't use it yet because I need a talisman or whatever. But I don't think I'll really be using heal spells because I have, well, we will have the Estus flask. Hello? Oh, hey. You're the guy that freed me, right?
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
No. Okay.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the Undead Asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
Gimme, gimme.
Oh, and this.
Undead Asylum F2 East Key.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
No, thank you. So I think the idea is that this guy was like smashed through the ceiling, that hole there, assumingly by the demon that was up on the roof before he jumped down and whacked me. So this guy kind of wears the, I guess, the poster child armor that you kind of see on the box art, I guess, or cover art and stuff. The canon armor, you could say. I don't know what the term is. But we can get that later on. It's good armor, looks okay, but very heavy. Can get his shield by coming back and murdering him later on. You can just run in here and kill him, which speeds the process up a little bit. But there you go, he just died. No! And you only had 100 souls on you. Thanks for freeing me, though. Right. Let's murder this noob. These guys are the worst. Easiest enemy, but they can still be a pain in the ass. Okay, that's what that key was for. More tutorials on how to do stuff. And this one. RB, and this just says the left stick, but it's forward and RB to kick. And then R2 to do the jumping attack, but sometimes trying to get these to do them when you want it. See, look, I tried to do the jumping one again. There we go, got it that time. It's so inconsistent trying to get it to do it. It's the most awkward thing ever. So this will be our talisman for casting miracles. I'm going to say spells more often than not, probably, but they're not spells technically, they're miracles. Because there is 3 types of magics in this game. You have spells, pyromancies, and miracles. Let's equip our canvas talisman, I guess. Medium for casting miracles of the gods. Canvas talisman is for clerics on pilgrimage, which I guess is what we are. Oops, I didn't mean to take it off, just wanted to read what it was. Robe donned by men of the cloth. Through plain to the eye, its hardy fabric repels rain and keeps the body warm. Nice. Weirdly, we get no hat with this one. No little head. It's fine, I want to change this as soon as. Something a bit more hardy. Some actual armour. This is meant to be a kind of paladin build, so... Offensive miracles, sword and shield, and some nice armour. Okay, this guy's meant to be your post tutorial. I don't really parry in this game because I just never took the time to really learn anyone's timing for parrying, so I just don't really bother. So, right, first boss time. Now, if you can get the jumping attack to work, you can do a lot of damage here, but let's see if we can get it to happen. Yeah, there we go, I did it. Look how much damage that does. Over half his health. I bet if you were someone with a bit more strength, you could do even more damage. We are two-handing as well. And he's doing the best moves he could do to allow me to kill him. You dumbass. Big Pilgrim's Key. And a humanity. You get any souls for that? Oh, there we go, 2,000. Which we'll use to level up once we get out of here. Good job, go straight ahead. I always thought there was 2 items in this area. But is it just the one? I know there's a little soul down here somewhere. I'm sure I remember there being another one. But maybe I'm... Well, I'm assuming I'm wrong. So I don't know where it would be. But there is a hidden item down here. Soul of the Lost Undead. Which just gives us more souls when we pop it. Which will save for rainy days. And that is the Undead Asylum done. And probably this video done, to be fair, because we're already on 20 minutes. I want to keep these about half an hour. Though, to be fair, I'll probably just keep them like 1 video per area. And this is 1 area done, even though most of it was probably opening cinematic. Right, somehow onto freedom. I do like the environment here. The mountains in the distance. It looks very nice. Anyway, to freedom, somehow.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the Undead Asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.